Perplexity AI has raised over $70 million in fresh funding. And what a lot of people are saying is actually going to compete directly and is already competing directly with Google, giving them a run for their money in the AI space. Today on the podcast, we're going to be diving into all of that, who's investing, what they're doing with the money, and some of the core advantages that I think Perplexity has. So let's get into the episode. Before we do that, I wanted to say a huge shout out to the over 3,400 people who have joined the waitlist for AI Box, my very own no-code AI app builder and marketplace. We have companies and individuals from companies like Google, Harvard, Atlassian, Ally Bank, Verizon, and a ton of other amazing companies. We're super excited to bring AI Box to you. If you're interested in investing in AI Box, our no-code AI app builder and marketplace, you can go to republic.com/AI-box. I'll leave a link in the show notes for you to check it out.
We gon' bring it to you just like that. Welcome everyone to the future. It's AI Chat, bringing you the interviews and giving you info to be in the know from tech company CEOs of. Rock with us, bet you gon' come back. I'm just saying the facts. This is AI Chat. Let's go.
The big headline here is that the AI-powered search engine, which is Perplexity AI, has now reached a valuation of $520 million. They just raised $73.6 million in fresh funding. And I think what's really impressive here is that I, for the first time, believe there's a company that can actually give Google a bit of a run for their money. Now, we knew earlier earlier last year, there was a number of other companies trying to compete in this space, and a lot of them actually eventually were acquired, or they declared bankruptcy, or they shut down the company after Google essentially came out with Bard and said, hey, look, we're here in the AI space. And people said, how can we compete? What's interesting, this is not the case with Perplexity, who doubled down. And because of this, I actually think may be winning the war right now. So essentially what Perplexity does, I downloaded the app this morning and was playing around with it, the iOS app. And, I asked it to help me with a simple task, which was like, hey, I have all these we're in the middle right now of trying to organize my desk space. Got a whole bunch of new monitors and desk setup stuff for Christmas. And so I got all these new cables coming off of them. And I have this giant rat's nest of cables behind my desk that I need to set straight and organize now that I have everything set up. So I actually asked Perplexity, I was like, hey, I got this big pile of cables. What should I do with it? How do I organize it? It's a big mess. And it gave me a really succinct 5 answers, 5 steps, 5 tools, 5 different cable organizer setups and things I could do, and links to articles on each of them. The reason why I think this is a very powerful response and better than what Google and Google Bard are doing is because it's kind of like what the I'm feeling lucky button was supposed to be on Google, right? Back in the day, Google had a button saying I'm feeling lucky. You type in your search results. This is before it would just automatically kind of search for you. But you would type in your search results, click I'm feeling lucky, and it would just take you to the top result. Now, this is kind of a party trick. I don't think it's really what people want, because you kind of want to skim through the results and see exactly if, the page is exactly what you want. So today, I don't really think that is super a popular use case or a popular tool, but this is essentially what Perplexity is giving you. They're giving you ask the question, and instead of just, giving you the top result, the I'm feeling lucky that Google used to give you, they're giving you, they're scanning essentially 20 different articles, synthesizing all the data from them and putting together, the top 5 points from those 20 articles, and having links to the articles if you want further information and more data. I think this is absolutely powerful and will definitely give Google a run for their money. Google Bard, as it is in no way doing anything quite this complex. And the thing that I think is really amazing about Perplexity, something that they're doing really well, is they give you the ability. They have, of course, their own, I believe, Perplexity AI, search, their own natural language processor, right? Their ChatGPT competitor, which if you're on the free tier, you're going to be using that. And so it obviously costs them less. But if you want to switch out the AI models, some people might think it gives better results or whatnot. You can switch it out to be ChatGPT, Claude, Google Gemini, which is what Bard is running on, or even Mistral, which is an open source AI model. So you still get the option of having any AI model that you choose, which I think a lot of people appreciate having that, the choice, whereas Google Bard, you only get Gemini, and with OpenAI, ChatGPT, you only get, the DaVinci or whatever, the GPT-4 that they're running. So I think this is amazing, giving people the option. And I think this is why, they're essentially able to continue to grow. I know a lot of people, Connor, my co-host on the AI Applied podcast that I do, he says that he has not Googled anything in 3 months because he uses Perplexity. That blows my mind. And I think that this may be a trend we're seeing, really putting Google through the ringer and giving them a serious run for their money, and something that they may not be able to immediately compete with. in a sense that they're not going to offer OpenAI, they're not going to offer Claude, they're not going to offer Mistral, they're just going to offer Gemini. So they have to make Gemini better than everything else. Otherwise, people are just going to go to Perplexity and they're going to seriously lose out on market share. So this is very interesting. Now, who is investing in Perplexity? Is this a serious company? Yada, yada. A lot of people are asking. In this most recent round of funding, I've seen a bunch of headlines that Jeff Bezos is investing in Perplexity. In addition to that, you have NEA, Databrick Ventures, former Twitter VP Eliad Gil, Shopify CEO Toby Lutke, and ex-GitHub CEO Nat Friedman, and also the Vercel founder Guillaume Rauch. So there is, and of course, NVIDIA, I think, is also in this. So this is really, really interesting. Now they're at a $520 million post-money valuation. And, Perplexity is not that old of a company. It was originally founded by Avind Srivindas, Dennis Uratz, and Johnny Ho and Andy Kanowski. And they essentially just have like this chat bot, like ChatGPT kind of interface, but they give you a lot more, and it's specifically focused on search. So this is a really incredible company. I'm really excited to see where they go, how they grow. They obviously have a lot of solid features that are already built in and a lot of new features that are going to be coming down the pipe. So their annual recurring revenue is estimated between $5 and $10 million. So nothing huge at the moment. They're beginning to serve their own AI model through an API to their pro customers. But what's interesting here, I think, is that this definitely could impact all of these different generative AI search tools, could impact publishers' content, readers, ad revenue on any blogs, because people don't have to go to those sites. So this is very, very interesting. I'll keep you updated on how this continues. Perplexity does have 10 million active monthly users. They've raised $100 million to date. And right now the funds are being used for expanding their team and a bunch of new product functionality. So very exciting to see where Perplexity goes, a very interesting company to follow. Have you ever wanted to start your own podcast? I record and publish podcasts on a platform called Spotify for Podcasters, and I absolutely love it. Essentially, you can upload from your phone or computer, and it distributes to every platform that plays podcasts. They support video podcasts, and you can make money on the platform with ads or even podcast subscriptions, something that has made my life so much easier as a podcaster. So if you're interested, I highly recommend you give it a try. You can download the Spotify for Podcast app, or go to spotify.com/podcasters to get started on your podcast today. Thank you for listening to the AI Chat Podcast. If you enjoyed the podcast, I'd appreciate it if you rate me wherever you listen to podcasts. And if you're looking for an innovative group of AI enthusiasts, make sure you check out our Discord channel and also our Facebook community. It's obviously a lot more interactive than a podcast, where we can actually share software tools, prompts that we're using in everyday AI. I'll leave a link for those in the description below.